Footage shows the incident that led to the arrest of Dallas native and Olympian sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson.
TMZ obtained some surveillance footage of the incident, which happened late last month.
I didn't do anything wrong, but the fact that you guys are doing this to me and he's the man in this situation, I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not gonna argue with you at all. But you have me on camera, but at the same time, what he has on camera, I have my phone, show something different. So if I need to show.
So the shocker is this: Sha'Carri Richardson didn't just get suspended; she got completely erased from Team USA in one cold-blooded email. No warning, no sympathy, no second chances. Just straight up, you're done. And the reason? A leaked, uncut airport video that shows exactly what went down with her boyfriend Christian, and why the league is saying this was the final straw. Now everyone's asking, who's lying here, Sha'Carri or her man Christian? See, Sha'Carri got herself arrested at the Seattle-Tacoma airport after allegedly putting hands on her boyfriend while they were rushing to catch a flight.
Yes, I do. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. I do have my ID. Yeah, but I will definitely leave him alone. There's nothing that I want to do with him anymore. Like I said, it was a relationship thing. I need to get my stuff out of his bag.
Are you guys on the same flight? Or?
We are later on in the day because our flight ended up getting delayed. We were supposed to be leaving around this time of day, but the flight got canceled, so the flight doesn't leave until 10 p.m.-ish.
Okay.
So yeah, if you don't mind, can I step over here? I can show my ID.
That's fine.
Awesome, thank you. Hi, Sissy. So you hear me, right? So this is the position that Christian told me to put me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. Have no problem with letting you know who I am. Haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that, an argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar, and that was something that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, bet, you do your thing, but you're asking me for things that is within my possession, and for my right, I don't have to give it to you because it's in my possession. But when it comes to the point that I saw that he chose to make it more about the police and things of that nature, that showed that he made a choice. So I just want to be more professional and just come professionally and let you guys know, like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem,
so
and walking up to you guys.
It's not
I'm
illegal
not
to
hiding.
argue,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Was there any type of physical assault?
No, I didn't touch him. He didn't touch me. I will be honest.
Hit him with anything?
No, I haven't hit him with anything.
Maybe she thought the story would fizzle out once the headlines cooled down. But nope, this one blew up in her face. Instead of brushing it off, she just got the shock of her career. Team USA cut her loose. And let's be real, this wasn't some temporary suspension type of deal. Nah, this was a cancellation. A move that could destroy everything she's built her entire life for. The news didn't even come with a dramatic phone call. It came through her own agent, who simply forwarded her the cold email from USA Track and Field. It said she was placed on indefinite leave. Now, in track and field language, that's basically a death sentence for your career. No athlete bounces back from an indefinite leave to the same level they once had. What stung the most wasn't just the decision, it was the tone. No sympathy, no words of encouragement, nothing to soften the blow. Just, you're hereby placed on leave effective immediately. Brutal. And the craziest part, this wasn't just about telling her to sit at home until the media cooled off. No, this was Team USA making it loud and clear. They're done with Sha'Carri, and this was their way of shutting the door for good. But here's the kicker. This whole airport arrest wasn't her first time playing with fire. Sha'Carri's had a messy trail of controversies behind her. And honestly, it almost feels like this was bound to happen. Let's rewind for a second. This ain't her first showdown with the disciplinary committee. Remember back in 2020? She got banned from the Tokyo Olympics after testing positive for THC metabolites, a dead giveaway of cannabis use. That scandal landed her an email from the US anti-doping agency, forcing her into a counseling program. On top of that, she got hit with a 1-month suspension that took her out of the Olympic 100 meters completely.
Like, it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she has, like, things that she needs to work on for herself, of course. So do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if, like, I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at, like, situations like this to just, like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation.
And just when she thought she had survived the worst storm, here we are again, with something even bigger blowing up her entire career. She didn't just lose her spot in the 100 meters. Sha'Carri also got booted from the women's 4x100 relay team. And when that news dropped, people were outraged. I mean, come on. Compared to hardcore drugs, cannabis is mild, right? It's been legalized in half the country. But the organization stood firm, saying her punishment wasn't just about the weed. It was about her whole pattern of behavior. Turns out, complaints had already been piling up behind the scenes. Teammates whispered about her attitude during training. Coaches griped about her blatant disrespect for authority. And these weren't one-time slip-ups. They were habits, a reputation that kept following her. Suddenly, it made sense why none of her teammates in the women's relay squad spoke up for her when this latest scandal broke. No statements, no IG stories, not even a single tweet, just...
Video, they are in the middle of an airport and he is visibly trying to walk away and she's like pushing him and like hitting him in the middle of a fucking airport in broad daylight. Like, as someone that's quite literally afraid to even record myself in public.
Silence. And that silence, it speaks louder than any statement ever could. But here's the burning question. Why has nobody exposed Sha'Carri before? How did she manage to skate by all this time, fooling everyone into keeping her mess covered up? That's where things get real strange. See, her airport arrest was only the start of something way bigger. The first clue that something didn't add up came just days after. Out of nowhere, her boyfriend Christian Coleman popped up, trying to defend her. He actually said she didn't deserve to be arrested. But let's rewind for a second. The only reason she got arrested was because she allegedly put hands on him in public. So why would the supposed victim suddenly turn around and run defense for her? Red flag city? And if you watched that video, the whole thing felt off. Christian went on about how Sha'Carri wasn't really at fault and that it was just a bad situation they found themselves in. Coming from the one who was allegedly assaulted? That's shocking enough. But it was his body language that told the real story. Fidgeting hands, darting eyes, clearly nervous about every question. He couldn't even look straight into the camera. Once that clip hit Twitter, it exploded overnight. Fans didn't hold back, calling out how shady the whole thing looked. One user nailed it perfectly, saying, "This is a great example of a DV victim defending and justifying his abuser's behavior. DV should never be tolerated under any circumstances." What really sent this whole saga spiraling was the shift in public opinion. At first, plenty of people were still defending Sha'Carri, even twisting it around to blame Christian. But all that loyalty vanished the moment the next video dropped, because it confirmed exactly what everyone had been whispering, but were too scared to say out loud. See, here's the thing. Sha'Carri lied from the jump about what went down. In the beginning, she brushed it off as a misunderstanding, playing it like it was just your everyday couple's spat that got out of hand. And honestly, for a while, people bought it, because all they had was that short clip of her being cuffed. But when the police released the full 15-minute arrest video, oh, that's when the whole picture snapped into focus. From the start of the footage, you can see it. Sha'Carri was fuming. At first, she tried to act sweet, smiling at the cops like nothing was wrong. But the second she realized she was about to be arrested, boom, her whole vibe flipped in an instant. Suddenly, she's lashing out, calling Christian names, demanding he tell the officers she didn't do anything. At one point, she even called him a coward. And then, this is where jaws dropped. She went full victim mode, flipping the script and claiming Christian hit her first. She actually told police he should be the one in handcuffs because he's the man. Meanwhile, the arrest report already made it clear. She was the one putting her hands on him. But the final nail in the coffin came just days later, when TMZ got their hands on the airport CCTV footage. And let me tell you, that tape left zero room for excuses. In the clip, you can clearly see Sha'Carri shoving Christian, crowding his space, and straight up getting physical. And Christian? He didn't fight back once. If anything, he looked like he was just trying to get away from her. But the more he tried to back off, the more aggressive she became. Relentless, heated, and caught in 4K for the world to see. Suddenly, all those claims of her being misunderstood didn't look so believable anymore. That leaked footage didn't just expose Sha'Carri as a liar, it straight up put her manipulative side on full display. Because, let's be real, if those cameras hadn't been rolling, she would have gotten away with flipping the script and making Christian look like the aggressor. She didn't hesitate for a second to throw him under the bus while she was being cuffed. And when her lies finally crumbled, the silence from her and her so-called supporters spoke volumes. They knew there was nowhere left to run. The truth had blown everything wide open. At that point, the only move left for Sha'Carri was to step forward, admit what she did, and face the heat. But when she finally dropped a statement, fans were stunned, and not in a good way. Her so-called apology video went viral in minutes, but not because it was heartfelt. No, it was because of how phony it came across. In the clip, she mouthed all the right words about taking accountability, self-reflection, and begging for forgiveness, especially from Christian. But while her voice said one thing, her body language told the real story. She was smiling, giggling, and carrying herself like she was doing a lighthearted IG live instead of addressing something as serious as domestic violence. Fans immediately clocked it as PR spin. One commenter summed it up. "She's just reading what her team wrote. This ain't real remorse." And she didn't stop there. Sha'Carri followed up with an Instagram story aimed directly at Christian, writing, "I apologize to Christian. He came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love. My apologies should be just as loud as my actions, honestly louder. To Christian, I love you and I'm so sorry." But just like the video, fans weren't buying it. They called it fake, staged, and desperate damage control. One user even blasted her, saying, "She already had a bad attitude, got caught with weed. Now she's out here assaulting a man in public. Time to pack her up. If the roles were reversed, Christian would have lost everything." Another straight up tagged her sponsors, demanding action. Nike, Sprite, Hyperus, hold her accountable and cut her off. That apology was trash. And speaking of sponsors, their silence right now is deafening. Sha'Carri had multiple big money deals lined up, but insiders say she's dangling on the edge of losing them all. Big brands like Nike don't play when it comes to image. They'll drop an athlete in a heartbeat if things get too messy. And this? This is messy with a capital M. Behind the scenes, reps are already calling her team nonstop, asking if she can even meet her current obligations. New deals, put on ice, lawyers, on standby. The golden contracts that made her one of track's biggest stars are suddenly slipping right through her hands. And here's the most telling part. Sha'Carri, the woman who once sprinted through every controversy with her chin held high, is now silent. No posts, no clapbacks, no defiance. Just silence. And if this suspension holds, she's not just off Team USA, she's out of the race. Completely. Make sure you drop a comment and let me know your thoughts on this scandal. Do you think Sha'Carri can bounce back? Or is this the end of the road? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.